Well, hello there, my beautiful souls. Welcome into another daily reading. I do feel the need to thoroughly cleanse our energy, and I feel that is completely relevant to this reading. So we're jumping into two pre-pulled overall energies, one being cleansing and the other being the Three of Wands. So I feel this collective is in need more than ever, maybe even desiring this freshness, this ease in the energy even. Because I see a lot of you recently struggling here and there a bit too much. You maybe have been feeling a bit all over the place. The energy's been a bit heavy, even if it's not always one or multiple of what I just mentioned, even otherwise, in a negative sense. It just feels like some of you deal with this coming and going of difficulty or bad energy, things affecting you negatively. And so I do sense that more than ever, we each need to experience fresh cleansing and even a clearing of your throat. You may be experiencing one, if not multiple, blockage clearings. That was weird wording. The clearing of one, if not multiple blockages taking place at this time. With what I just did as far as clearing my throat, I would not be surprised if some of you, that has to do with your throat chakra. But a lot of you, it's your base chakra, where you've been feeling a lack of groundedness. You've been feeling, again, all over the place, like we had mentioned. You're just feeling maybe a bit antsy and a lack of that very planted energy. And so I feel whatever blockage that may speak upon for you, the day helps you release it and shift on forward and feel 10 times better, and as if things just happen easier. But I'm hearing we're getting the engine within us started or restarted in a cleansed way. As I was just hearing a big SUV truck getting started. I'm sure you did too. But the point is, it feels like a spirit saying, at times we're trying to kind of, in the recent past, turn on the engine within us, kind of like a car. But it's like that blockage got in the way, if not multiple. Or the energy just needed to be freshened, cleansed, things were just weighing it down. It just felt like you couldn't get the engine fully or it all started, or you did here, and then you couldn't there. You get the point. But as there's a little bit of background noise and, cars going by and whatnot, it feels like this collective, and you might deal with this throughout this day as well, it feels like you deal with a lot of background noises, even surrounding noises, let's just say. And that goes for noise factors, within you, being maybe you're an overthinker, spirit speaking through your mind, your dreams. But I just feel like you deal with a lot. Does that make sense? And that's, again, applying to or speaking upon within and outside of you. And as I keep looking around, almost like it's like a bit of a startled energy where I'm thinking, okay, is that somebody, coming up behind me? Or was that little noise, something I need to be aware of? And it was just a leaf blowing in the wind, right? And so when you find yourself in this kind of a little bit on edge, I want to say, kind of too precautious, that's what I'm getting as I struggle to get that out. It just feels like you need to take a deep breath and reground yourself in that moment and, in a sense, kind of shut out what's around you while being selective as to what you let in. Let's keep pulling. Moving on to the Two of Pentacles, because it feels like you are maybe weighing things out in regards to what you're looking forward to, but it also feels like Spirit is saying, think about where you put your finances recently. And this may even be as recent as the day before this specific day period. Do you feel like you made the right choices? Do you feel like you could have cut back? Do you feel like you spent too much on this order or whatever it was when you could have, adjusted it to put that money in savings or elsewhere more so? It just feels like Spirit's saying, take a hot second throughout this day, maybe multiple times for some, and ask yourself where I've been putting my money. Am I doing the best I can? There's room for improvement, I feel. I don't know why I was just like patting on either side of the reading, but I also feel it's yet again another day that reminds each of us individually we are extremely protected. Now, I haven't actually shown you this and talked about it, although I've worn it for the last couple of times I've read. I was gifted this little evil eye bracelet from one of my managers, and I was only one of 3 people, that I work with that got one. But anyways, and so basically I was telling people as I was bragging about this little gift, I was saying, all right, on one end, it's obvious to other people as well that I definitely need this protection. But I was also saying, yeah, this manager loves me. But so the point is, I feel there's some sort of focus upon you maybe feeling more protected or just thinking you are. But Spirit's saying either way, there's such extreme protection that you, I feel, need and want at this time. I don't know why I'm being drawn to part of an overlapping kind or an overflowing kind of roof. And it's basically just wood pieces lined up very evenly, quite nicely. And so they're saying, think about how those pieces of wood were put into place, one by one, piece by piece. There's something about you piecing things together throughout this day and gaining the full structure, the full protection or full picture. But then also it's like in a larger sense when you take a step back, the pieces of wood that you've been putting into place, right? The efforts that you've been putting forth towards this and that of importance are really showing you positive evidence at this time. It feels like you're being shown in a sense that your hard work is paying off. That was a very winded, drawn out way of saying that, but it almost feels like you've heard something of the sort before recently, right? Or in a different reading, but it didn't really sink in, or you didn't believe it, or you didn't really connect it to your actual reality. And so they're saying sometimes we have to come through in a more eye-catching way, a more imaginative kind of approach for you to then actually give that message another chance to seep in, to sink in. Or maybe it's just that you weren't actually listening to the message. Anyways, but they're saying things are adding up, things are growing, and things are really, your hard work is really paying off. Things are working out. But releasing seems to want to come out over here because it's a day where you are needing to release more than one thing. Now, some of you, it could be you need to change your tune if you're feeling a little bit pessimistic or negative or frustrated. But if you feel to be in positive energy throughout this day, because I'm feeling kind of a split energy with that, you're needing to release things otherwise. Release that pent up tension, especially in your shoulders is what I'm getting. And the neck area, like the back neck area, you're going to be feeling a little bit uptight. But I really want to say that you will be feeling Spirit assisting you with the release of what you individually need to remove or see removed from your physical existence once and for all. And I even feel like the truthful energy about you, the truth within you, and even the courage within you is shining bright at this time. While they're saying, yeah, you might feel in certain ways or in general like you stand and walk your path alone, but you really don't. You really don't. Again, look at this. Some of you need to change your tune. It might even be more so outside of you, someone else that is in your vicinity, or maybe you're energetically connected to them. They need to change their tune. Music, my friend, is going to be a huge part of this day. While I'm hearing you need to create your own music, and that's obviously not saying literal, create a literal song or whatever the case may be, sing a song. Maybe you're meant to. Maybe you just will randomly do it throughout this day. Say you start singing when you don't expect to. But if you don't end up creating literal music in some way, shape, or form, get your voice out there. Be creative. When you are feeling inspired, write it down if you're not going to do something with that right off the bat, immediately. And you might have written things down, jotted things down somehow, or drew something out, doodled something of specifically in the past that now you could bring back out, re-inspire yourself, utilize it, or get ready to. Because I feel Spirit saying, we assist you in these ways as well, helping you feel inspired, even for the near future, to make sure things are created, expressed, released, cleansed, improved, grown. You know what I'm saying? And you will be experiencing this very much so. The King of Swords over here, because I sense that you are being honored for being smart. And I do see some of you feeling this to be a new thing, even if you experience it here and there already. Does that make sense? It's because people are viewing you differently. People are sensing you as a new kind of soul. Maybe in certain ways while being the same otherwise, but for some of you it's completely different. And I want to as well say, if we didn't say it in this attempt already, I kept getting the message that as I'm being drawn to the butterfly, you're going to feel and sense throughout this day and surrounding it, this change, this transformation in the air. And that in of itself is very much intertwined with this need for clean, fresh energy, right? And clean and fresh everything else for that matter. You may even feel like cleaning up your life in certain ways, making progress otherwise towards better. Let's just put it that way. You're going to feel as if the sun is meant to be more than ever shining down upon you at this point and moving forward along your path. While I feel up until this point it comes and it goes, right? And so you're going to be feeling the warmth of spiritual protection and guidance throughout this day. You're going to feel the warmth of fulfillment and satisfaction when you succeed at something, when you accomplish something or this and that of importance. You're going to feel like Spirit is saying in a way, life is about to speed up. Life, my friend, is about to speed up, and you're going to feel like it takes you for a ride. It takes you for a ride, but it isn't the roller coaster that you rode many times before. Please understand that and remember this moving forward. It will not be this roller coaster with the ups and downs, twists and turns that you experienced before. What it will be is a new picking up in pace, in progression, in growth, in the receiving of exactly what you want. Life is taking a turn in the right direction, and you are going to feel this. But we're also moving on to the law of attraction. So I feel like naturally it's a day, isn't this interesting? So number 33 is on the board, but it's another day where they're saying the law of attraction is very much at hand. You attract what you focus upon. You attract in and create what you believe. You will attract what you embody, what you give off, right? If you're, for example, throughout this day choosing to get up on the right side of the bed and be a positive Pam, is what I just heard, rather than a negative Nancy, or a negative Nick is now what I'm getting, then you're going to be attracting in mainly positive vibes and energy, positive outcomes, experiences. If you choose to go along throughout this day period and be a bit pessimistic or heavy in energy, expect the worst, it's because partially, you are a manifester, and you will also make yourself nervous if you're negative. But point being, as we wrap up this message, is that you will attract in what you embody, believe, express. You get the point. You're going to literally draw in what you are, what you think, feel, experience. So just be smart about it, all right? So I also feel like with that said and done, there's something about mastery and something about the moon and something about mystery as well. But basically they're saying if you find yourself needing to change your tune or in the energy that you shouldn't be in otherwise, I'm hearing forgive yourself or forgive somebody else and change your tune, all right? Adjust your energy. Look at this. Before we pull a couple cards for the top, this is a long daily read. We as well have, as you can see, protection. And so I really feel like Spirit is saying that you don't have to worry. You literally don't have to worry. Don't be concerned. Let that dissipate or force it to dissipate and proceed on forward and know that things are proceeding, changing, transforming exactly as they're meant to. And we are going to finish off this reading by saying that the Empress is saying that you deserve this fertile energy that this day is helping you more than ever create and increase. And they are saying once again that the day provides you important opportunities to cleanse, to release, to attract in exactly what you deserve, what you want, what you need, while looking forward and weighing things out, going through a balancing act. And all the meanwhile, as I'm going through all the cards again, being honored for how you have become, right? How intelligent you are and how transformed you are. This day will improve your life, but it's ultimately up to you, all right? It is ultimately up to you. So this is kind of odd how the cards were all at the bottom of the frame, but that is your daily read. I hope these messages were truly helpful. I genuinely look forward to our next daily read. Do take care, my friends.